Pretty crucial stuff.
You saw the ball go into touch of a Lions player. Been knocked through by Shaw, but the Maori have it. Spencer holding it up, now firing it to Tupoki, looking for the infield pass. Spencer, McDonald, Leon McDonald trying to jump through, close to the line. Is he over?
Grounded the ball legally, please.
McDonald, determined effort.
That's a try,
I think that is a try. Well, what a mammoth effort by McDonald. Look at that, 3 defenders. And he's
Good defence from the Maori team. Lions still have it though. Trying to get it down over the line.
Just the ball.
Dawson now gets it away to Jones. O'Driscoll. Brian O'Driscoll scores for the Lions.
Lovely play on the inside of Luke McAllister, in between Carlos Spencer, but the fleet foot sidestepping British and Irish Lions captain.
Wonderful player, Matthew.
Oh, beautiful balance, Murray.
Yeah. Gibbs standing. I'll be marking Gibbs. He's got to go to him, surely.
Up he goes.
Beautiful.
What a magnificent hand he has played tonight, the New Zealand Maori captain.
And look at this drive.
There's the siren. They just need to put it into touch. Turi Wipu does so, and the Maori have a famous victory.
The real question is, would the Maori All Blacks right now, if they could choose whatever players they want, would they be a top 10 rugby nation? Let's have a look. Because in my opinion, I do believe so. This all came from someone commenting on one of the videos and, you know, talking about this sort of stuff. I said the New Zealand Maori team would actually be a top 10 team in the world. I think there would be teams like Georgia. There would be teams like Wales at the moment, Fiji. These sorts of teams, which they already do. They already do beat the island nations like Samoa, Fiji, and Japan pretty much constantly whenever they do play. But a lot of people don't notice that because obviously in the Northern Hemisphere, you probably wouldn't be following the New Zealand Maori team or their results. So let's get into it. And if you do enjoy this sort of content, you know, where it's a little bit different, you know, not anyone's really talking about it, then hit that like button. Also, please hit that subscribe button if you want to see future videos like this. It means a lot. It's a good way for you to support the channel. It's free. All it is just one click and you'll be able to see the future videos. So let's get into this team that I think would pretty much own most of this. So let's go through it real quick and get my face out the way. Let's start with the forwards here. So you got in at prop, you can choose Tamaitu Williams, obviously plays for the All Blacks at the moment, and the Crusaders. You got Tyrell Lomax for the Hurricanes, also plays for the All Blacks. You got Marcel Renata from the Blues. You got Ollie Norris from the Chiefs. You got Puri Rakete from the Hurricanes. Then in at hooker, you got Cody Taylor, Crusaders, and the All Blacks. You got Ash Dixon, plays over in Japan for the Tokatsu Green Rockets. Then into the second row, you got Isaiah Walker, plays for the Hurricanes. You got Cameron Suafua, who plays for the Blues, also plays for Harbour. And as you know, I lived in the North Harbour region, so that's my NPC team. In the second row, you got Cullen Grace, plays for the Crusaders as well. You got Laughlin McFannel, plays for Crusaders as well. Used to play for the ABs. You got second row Max Hicks, plays for the Highlanders and now plays in Perpignan over in the top 14. In the back row, you got Billy Harmon, who plays in Yokohama in the Division 1 for Japan. You got Nikora Broughton from the Highlanders. You got Akira Ioane for Hananzono, playing over in Japan. And obviously played for the All Blacks as well. You got TK Howden from the Highlanders. You got Reed Prinsep from Western Force. And you got Fetu Douglas, who plays over in Japan as well for Secom Ragats. So all these players, you know, play for either a Super Rugby team or they play for a professional team in Japan. Or even in top 14, for example. So right now, that already looks like a fairly solid team. You go into the backs. This is where probably you get some bigger names here. So you got Aaron Smith, who plays for the Te Otava Blitz. You got TJ Perenara, who plays for the Rico Black Rams, Over in Japan, you got Jamison Gibson Park, plays for Leinster. In Ireland, you got Cortez Ratima, who plays for the Chiefs and the All Blacks. And then in at fly halves, you got Josh Ioane from Connacht, who used to play over in Super Rugby as well. You got Rivez Rehana from the Crusaders. Then for centres, you got Billy Proctor for the Canes. And for the All Blacks, you got Rico Ioane, who plays for the Blues and the All Blacks. You got Quinn Tupaia for the Chiefs and also has been picked for the All Blacks. You got Alex Nankinville, who plays for Munster. You got Rameka Poihipi, who plays for the Chiefs. Then in the outside backs, you got Sean Stevenson for the Chiefs, who's a bit of a utility. You got, and also from North Harbour as well. Then you got Jonah Lowe, who plays for the Highlanders. You got Cole Forbes, plays for the Blues. He used to play for Glasgow back in the day. He was actually picked for the extended Scottish squad. Then you got Ruben Love for the Hurricanes, who can play wing or fullback, and also played for the All Blacks. You got Joshua Mwerby, who plays over in Montpellier, the top 14. You got James Lowe, plays for Leinster and also Ireland. And then you also got Damien McKenzie, plays for the Chiefs and the ABs as well. So you could imagine, right? You got someone like a Damien McKenzie in at 10. You got Aaron Smith starting at 9. You got on the left wing, you got maybe, I don't know, you got Jonah Lowe. On the right wing, you got Sean Stevenson. In the centres, you got someone like a Quinn Tupaia and a Rico Ioane. You got James Lowe, on the left wing, should I rather say. And then on the right wing, Sean Stevenson. You know, you can start Aaron Smith. You can start Jamison Gibson Park. You can start any of those 4 halfbacks there, you know, world quality. Man, that'll be an absolute solid back line. In the forward pack, you'd have Tamaiti Williams in at 1, Tyrell Lomax at 3, Cody Taylor at 2. I mean, that's the whole All Black front row right there. Second row, you'd go probably someone like a McFallen. Also, probably Max Hicks to start. Then you'd go Akira Ioane, you got Billy Harmon. And then you'd probably go Nicola Broughton as well to start in the back row. And that team right there, straight away, that'll beat Fiji. That would beat pretty much any top 10, any top 20 nation, probably except for anyone in the top 8. I think they'd give even Australia a fair crack sometimes. They would beat Fiji. They would beat Wales at the minute. They'd beat, you know, Samoa. They'd beat Georgia. They'd beat Italy. Just in my honest opinion. Now let's have a bit of a look at the results from the MAORI All Blacks' history. All right. So they've played a total of 126 matches. They won 79. They lost 42, drew 5 with a 62% win rate, which is quite high. They're 2 from 2 against Argentina. They've won 6 and lost 10 against Australia and drew 2. They won 1 game against British and Irish Lions, I think it was 2005. They beat Canada all 6 times. They beat Chile. They beat England 2 times and lost 2 times. They beat Fiji 21 times out of 31. Beat France 2 out of 2 times. Beat Ireland 2 out of 2. Japan 3 out of 3. Lost to New Zealand all 5 times. Beat Samoa 12 out of 12. Beat Scotland 2 out of 2. Spain 2 out of 2. South Africa, they haven't beaten them. Only drew once. Beat Tonga 10 out of 14. You know, beat the USA 5 out of 5 and lost to Wales 2 times. That's a pretty serious record. I know it goes way back, and I know probably these top teams maybe don't play their top teams against them, but, you know, when you look at teams like Japan, you look at Samoa, you look at Tonga, you look at even Argentina, you look Fiji. I mean, Fiji's in the top 10 right now. So if they're beating Fiji most of the time and Fiji is now beating Wales, you know, that's a serious team right there at the moment. So they just beat Samoa last year as well. And Samoa, remember in the World Cup, only just lost to England on pretty much the last couple of minutes. So you can see the full results here of them. I'll put a link down below as well if you want to look for all the results. You know, be my guest. Definitely have a squiz through because it is quite interesting to see their wins. I mean, they're pretty solid wins, to be honest. This is their most recent ones here. where they played in 2021, beat Samoa 38-21, beat Samoa 35-10, beat Fiji 26-17, lost to Fiji in Suva, smashed Chile, smashed Brazil, smashed the United States, Canada, lost to the British and Irish Lions 32-10, smashed the USA again, beat Fiji, beat Japan 2 times in a row, beat the USA. So, I mean, they're definitely, if you include the All Blacks, then they're definitely a top 10 team. But if you can only pick the team without the All Blacks, which they currently do, then obviously, you know, that'd be good enough to make the World Cup and probably upset a couple teams, but they probably wouldn't challenge the top 8. You know, they'll probably just fall short all the time. They'll be as good as Fiji, where they can upset someone on the day, and then maybe not consistently, right? So I thought it was an interesting video to make. I think just to show the kind of players who can play for them at the minute and how good of a team they actually would have, because I think, you know, it's just more of an information video for everyone up in the Northern Hemisphere to see. It's just an interesting thing, and I wish they would do more tours again. I wish they'd kind of tour over to the UK, tour over to Ireland, all this stuff. They don't have to play the top teams, but maybe play the club teams like Leinster, and maybe like the Irish A team, that sort of stuff, which keeps that kind of that tradition alive. And it's just interesting. It's good level of rugby. And I've always enjoyed watching them play because they play with such fluidity, freedom. And it was always interesting because they always used to be part of the Pacific Cup, which used to have Japan, Samoa, Tonga. Obviously, the MAORI All Blacks, they had Australia A there as well for a bit. So all these interesting kind of nations in that competition, and it was interesting to watch. But that's no more, unfortunately. But I'll end it on there. Like the video if you liked it. If it's just a bit of good information for you and interesting, then hit that subscribe button and we'll be able to see future videos like this. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.